Hello everyone, it's March 19th, 2013, and I'm going to try to do this without my sunglasses on, although the sun is right there. Alright, a couple of things that are going on. The most important right now, even though there's not a whole lot you can do about it because this is being done at the federal government level. Of course, the UN Small Arms Treaty is being discussed today at the UN. They're going to have a vote. I think it's this week. And you know, I'm probably like everybody else. I pray for war to go away every day. But unfortunately, in the world that we live in, you have to have the ability to defend yourself. Of course, the corruption comes in when you call the Department of War, which is what it is. It's corruption and deceit when you call it the Department of Defense, and then proceed to do aggressive wars all throughout the world. And of course, every tyrant does that. Every war of liberation in history, almost to a letter, has actually been a war of aggression with the promise of liberation as its propaganda. So, you know, that doesn't fool me. But by the same token, you know, this UN Small Arms Treaty, it would be nice if governments would put away their weapons. But that's not really what this is about, because governments won't do that. What they'll do is they'll agree not to sell to this group or that group, or, you know, however it's going to be hashed out. The real danger is that they're after the small arms that are kept by the American citizens, and the Swiss and some others, of course. You know, there are really only two nations on earth left that guarantee the right of arms to their citizens, and that's Switzerland and the US. Now, again, you know, I don't like the idea of having to use deadly force, and a lot of times it can be misused. But remember what I said several videos back. The people, the organizations that use deadly force in horrible, horrible ways and kill millions and millions of people aren't the lone citizen defending their homes and their families. It's governments. And so if they succeed in this UN treaty, which they will, I am fairly certain, almost everybody's backing it now. Of course, you know, Obama before the election didn't want to bring it up, didn't want to have that go forward, but as soon as the election was done, you know, he put his power behind it. It's going to happen, and I do believe that the Senate of the United States will vote for it. I hope I'm wrong, but knowing who's running the show these days, and I don't mean just the Republicans or the Democrats, I mean the whole thing that's coming down the pike, okay? I see a real problem here, and I think it's going to happen. So when that happens, the general idea is that that's going to trash the Second Amendment at that level as well, and so they'll have another legal reason to go after us. Now, let me hasten to say that little quote by Judge Learned Hand again. I won't quote the whole thing, but if the Constitution, if the fire of liberty isn't in your heart, it's not going to matter if it's in a Constitution in Washington, D.C. or not. The Constitution is not giving you any right. The Bill of Rights are not giving you any right. They're recognizing the God-given rights that no one says unalienable, or another way to say it is unalienable rights. No one can take away from you because those were given to you by God. Sometimes we just have to do our own dirty work in defending ourselves. So you need to have the ability to do that, and they're going to want to try to take it away from you, claiming that this will bring world peace. No, it'll bring Holocaust, worse than it's ever been. Okay, so I just wanted to bring the UN Arms Treaty up to you right now. Little thing on North Korea. B-52 nuclear armed planes are drilling over North Korea. And this isn't anything new. Every time they have a drill, this happens. But I just want you to be aware that more than likely they are armed at this point during the drills. Okay, so the U.S. is moving missiles around. North Korea is making threatening moves. Total mobilization. Even here in the U.S. now, I'm starting to get information on units being mobilized, which is nothing surprising. Okay, this is This is SOP. So it's not out of the ordinary. But the point is that a lot of people are taking this seriously. I had one person write in and ask me if they think that North Korea will actually attack us with a missile. Like I said, I don't think it'd be a nuclear payload. Secondly, I don't think they could get all the way across the Pacific with it to the continental U.S. without getting shot down. And the Chinese interests on the West Coast, I just don't see that happening. So there might be some problems on the Alaskan peninsulas, or like Midway Island or Hawaii, but I really don't see it coming to the continental U.S. at this point. What could happen here is, like I pointed out before, special operations forces, either North Korean or otherwise, read between the lines, our own government intelligence agencies doing false flags and then blaming North Korea for it. I think that can happen, yes, I do. So be on your guard. Okay, Feinstein's bill's been pretty much squashed now, but again, this UN treaty's backing it up. And what's worse is that they broke her bill up. Basically, they're not going to use it, but there are a lot of other bills that they can put pieces of it in and then ride it through and sneak it in that way. So this isn't done yet. Feinstein's not defeated. This is called political machinery, political magic. So don't think that it's defeated in that regard. It's not. Okay, this is kind of important. You know about the Eurozone attacking the Cypriot bank accounts and taking out the money. Well, a lot of people think that can't happen here. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you know where the IMF is located? Washington, D.C. It's run from Washington, D.C. Now you'll say, well, it's not really attached to the federal government and all that. Don't kid yourself, all right? This is an American thing, This is something, the World Bank and the IMF and all these things are elitist run, and they're headquartered here in the United States, the IMF in Washington, D.C. Politicians make a lot of promises, okay? Well, President Anastasiades, I think is how you say his name, Anastasiades, I'm not sure, I'm not Greek, and the finance minister, Michaela Saras, both stated that this would not happen. They promised it wouldn't happen, and here we are. So you can't trust the politicians. I mean, really, when have they actually done what they promised to do? And of course, sometimes you don't want them to get it done, like in the Feinstein situation. You want there to be a problem. You want to stop that kind of thing, but words don't mean anything from these people, and so I hope you recognize that. Okay, this is just a quick update. Again, the most important thing going on, I think, is this UN Small Arms Treaty. It's potentially very dangerous. It's going to pass, I'm certain. I'm certain that our Senate will vote for it. So, we're in for a fight. All right, they're gonna come at us from every direction. Like I said, taxation, insurance, access. That you have to have your weapons in a police station or whatever. The whole thing is coming down from every possible angle. Medical tyranny. That if you've ever gone into your doctor and said you're depressed and ever received medication, they'll use that, as they did on a couple in California. So, they're gonna try every possible angle. Hopefully, our local governments will defend us, but this could potentially be very nasty. All right, have a good day.